See, we have this attitude, and the more foolish you are, the more you have this attitude of wanting some big result quickly. Like, Leo, tell me what I could do to become enlightened tomorrow. Or, Leo, what can I do to break out of wage slavery tomorrow or by the end of the year? And something like enlightenment or something like breaking free of wage slavery and becoming totally financially independent, these would be two more examples of things that you cannot just buy or outsource or get done very quickly without being patient about it. These are things that require long-term, consistent investment. This means you have to have a vision, you have to have a plan, you have to follow through on that plan, you have to be very disciplined about it every single day, chipping away at it, and you have to be very patient. And then you can achieve a result like being totally financially independent. And then you can bask in that result and you can enjoy that result for the rest of your life. For example, I quit a relatively well-paying career in video game development in order to go off and become financially independent, to break free of wage slavery. Because to me, I perceive that as one of the most important pillars of my life. I knew early on, when I got my first job out of university, I knew early on that there was nothing more important in my life than to become free of wage slavery. And so when I understood the value of that, I was willing to do anything to make it happen. So I even quit a great career that I was planning my whole life. I quit that because this was such an important thing for me to develop. And then I invested in it patiently over months and years. And then today, I'm free of wage slavery. And I probably will be for the rest of my life. And I can coast on that. And it's such a rewarding aspect of my existence that most humans will never experience. And to me, that's very sad. Because I know a lot of people would love to experience it. Wouldn't you love to be free of wage slavery for the rest of your life? How do you achieve a result like that? Well, I can't give you the exact step-by-step formula. You have to figure out the minutia of it for yourself, because this is not a scalable solution. Not everyone can be free of wage slavery. So you have to be very creative and clever about how you go about it. But the biggest mistake that I see people making who try to do it and fail, and most of them fail, is because they're not patient enough. And they're not willing to invest long-term, bit by bit by bit by bit over a period of years and decades to do this. They're not patient enough to build a brand or to build a really solid business. Instead, they're looking for a shortcut. They're looking at cryptocurrency or the latest fad, or they're jumping on this, or, oh, podcasts are popular today, let me go make a podcast. It's like, oh, YouTube is popular, let me go onto YouTube. This kind of stuff. And with this sort of attitude, when you're just chasing and you're just desperate for some result and you want it quickly, you're not willing to work for it. See, when you're not willing to work for it and you want it quickly, what that really reveals about your attitude and your mind is that you don't truly appreciate the value of the ultimate goal. Because if you really appreciated the value of being free of wage slavery, you would be happy to work for 10 years to do it, to achieve it. But see, most people, you tell them, well, I can show you how you can break free of wage slavery, but it'll require 10 years of consistent daily work. Are you going to do it? And they'll say, oh, well, 10 years, that sounds hard. And they won't do it. And then, of course, what's the surprise? Of course, then they're going to be wage slaves. But see, to me, the idea of being free of wage slavery was so valuable. It had almost infinite value in my mind, because the way I thought about it was like this. If I can have complete financial independence, I could be completely free creatively to do whatever I want creatively. And to me, as a creative person, that was the most valuable thing. I could be completely creatively autonomous. I wouldn't have to have a boss. I wouldn't have to listen to customers. I wouldn't have to listen to anybody. I could literally work on any kind of project that I want. If I want to make a game, I can make a game. If I want to make a movie, I can make a movie. If I want to pursue awakening, I can pursue awakening. Whatever I want, I could literally do. Now, what's the value of that to you versus what's the value of that to me? To me, the value of that is infinite. You can't put a price tag on how valuable that is. To be free of a work schedule, to be able to sleep and wake up whenever I want, to be able to work whenever I want, to be able to take a vacation whenever I want. I could take half a year off whenever I want. I could not work for 5 years and then come back and still be fine. See, that kind of freedom, what is that freedom worth to you? Most people undervalue that freedom. They might say, well, that's worth $1 million. But actually, it's worth way more than $1 million. What you can do with that freedom is worth hundreds of millions of dollars if you use it properly. Now, of course, most people would piss that freedom away. So if you're going to piss it away, maybe it's only worth $50,000 to you if you're going to do nothing but play video games and smoke weed and jerk off with that freedom. But to somebody who really has their shit together, that freedom is worth so much. And then, depending on how much you value it and how much it's worth to you, that determines how hard you're going to work towards it, how patient you're going to be with it.